What is going on, YouTube? It is Monday and it is a leg day. Starting the week off right. See, some might say, oh, Monday is Universal Chest Day. But me, I cannot afford to be skipping leg day as I'm built like a stick figure and I need to get some sequoia tree trunk legs. So starting the week off right with some pendulum squats, and then we'll be doing the old classic RDLs with some accessories and walking lunges probably. Like I said, it's kind of hard to progressively overload walking barbell lunges because without a half rack, you know, to actually unload and load the weight. So I'm gonna keep trying to progress currently with the way I've got it right now, but might have a short runway on how long I can do that for, but we'll try our best. So that's all you can do. Thinking I'm gonna increase the weight on pendulum squat today. Try to do 75 pounds maybe. I'm not feeling like Superman today or anything, but you never know. You could just go in and hit the numbers you need to regardless. So we'll try to do that for sets of 8 potentially. We'll give it our best and see what happens. Lately with fitness and nutrition and everything, the big buzzword I think has been like electrolytes. Oh, you gotta have your electrolytes and everything. And contrary to popular belief, I think they actually are super important. I think research shows, I mean, your body is a finely tuned machine and it needs these electrolytes in the cells to produce energy. So if you're not getting the energy at a cellular level, then you're just not going to feel good at a macro level where you're like top level down, you know? So I think electrolytes are actually super important, and especially if you're even sweating a little bit. You know, here in Florida, you sweat walking from the car to the building, you know? And I think electrolytes are super important, and your body is finely tuned and needs to have that balance. But I also think it is incredibly intelligent and it knows how to balance those electrolytes for the most part. The important thing is just to keep a constant supply of it. So, for example, I think the timing of it matters a whole lot more. Like, get your electrolytes in the night before rather than right then, because I think electrolytes being replenished within like an hour or two is highly unlikely, even if you're using like glucose as a transporter. Like they show that, you know, if you use sugar in addition, that's why a lot of these like element packets and whatnot have sugar in them in addition to just having potassium and sodium and magnesium. And I think even if you are using those glucose as a transporter, you're still not going to have the electrolytes being replenished in time for it to make a meaningful impact on your actual weightlifting, you know? But that's why I think with powerlifters, they always chug a bunch of Pedialyte, like tons of sodium in those Pedialyte solutions. And I think those are pretty darn important, and they're always chugging them even the day before. And it just allows you to retain all that extra water, intracellular water, and that absolutely can make a difference when you're lifting weight. Just holding all that extra water makes certain lifts feel so much better. So I think just making sure you're hydrated and your electrolytes are replenished on a constant basis are pretty important for having a good lift. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on it. I don't think it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I have to chug a Gatorade every 15 minutes of my workout and whatnot. For maybe for endurance runners and like people that are like doing like triathlons that are like long length and duration, it might have some place for it. But when it comes down to it, I think you can get the majority of it from just of your electrolytes being balanced from whole foods and making sure you're getting enough salt in your diet. If you're eating an American diet, then most of the time that's not an issue. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about it. And yeah, I'm just gonna hop in there, get warmed up, and we'll will see me when I'm on my top set, I suppose. And that is the workout wrapped up. That is a good feeling of accomplishment, I will say that. You don't quite get the feeling of accomplishment like you do after completing a leg workout and hitting all the numbers that you wanted to, you know. I'm super happy with the fact that I hit 75 on the pendulum for 4 sets of 8. I don't even know if I'll say I take the last set to failure, because I failed, but did I really want that 9th rep? I don't know. I feel like I probably could have pushed harder. I didn't really push that hard on it. But I will say the 4 sets of 8 was tough. It wasn't like it was easy. The first set, I thought to myself, do I just go AMRAP here and rep it out? Because I believe the most I've ever hit was 10 or 11. I'd have to look at my logbook to see with that weight. But I don't think it's been a while since I've done 4 sets of 8, and it was definitely not after the injury when I actually strained my quad a little bit. So once again, no pain, no stretch whatsoever. I was doing walking lunges afterwards, and normally I would be getting pain shooting all up my right leg, from the knee, like just over the kneecap joint, all the way up into my adductor and abductor. So super grateful that that's still remaining injury free there. And yeah, I thought it was ironic. I got in the gym today and I realized, shoot man, it's like above 80 degrees in here. It was freaking hot in there. And I'm like, that's pure irony right there, saying like, oh, you need to make sure you get your electrolytes in, and then I'm in there sweating it up. So I am certainly glad I take my my electrolytes seriously now at this point, because I definitely sweated it up today, a leg day, and the AC was like on the fritz in there. The building at the YMCA here always is warm because it's got those big old windows up top. Even though they have them fairly well tinted, it still gets hot in there, which is not a bad thing. I like to sweat when I'm working out. You know, it's like, it shows you that you've accomplished something, even if it's not a necessity for growing muscle. I kind of like to sweat a little bit, especially if it's not going to affect my main compound lift. So, but yeah, so other than that, the workout moved pretty well. The powerlifting club, special needs powerlifting club, was in there again, and thankfully they've got a coach in there now who's actually showing them how to deadlift properly, because before it was just, I think it was one of the kids' parents was kind of taking lead on that, and I don't know, I hate to give unsolicited advice. If someone asks for help, I'm all for it, but if they're just training in the gym and they don't want help, unless they're gonna hurt themselves, in which case I'll say, hey, maybe try this variation and it'll hit the muscle way better instead of that, only if they're gonna hurt themselves. Or if they ask for help, obviously I'll do my best to help them out. But yeah, powerlifting club was in there. So and one of the people's moms asked me on the way out, they said, could you explain how to keep their back straight when deadlifting? And I went into a little more detail on the, you know, how you don't really specifically need to keep your back straight so much as you don't want any flexion once you've started the lift. And I went into a little more detail on that, and like kind of some beginner cues, like tucking the shoulders back into your back pocket, or, you know, bracing hard, imagining that you're like one of those Bofa toads trying to brace out against their belt. And they did have a leather belt, so that was cool to see. A leather lifting belt, 2-prong there, so an old one. So I wonder if it was almost like someone else's that they got hand-me-down. But yeah, so that's always encouraging to see new lifters in there, and I love to help them out whenever I can. Makes me excited for new lifters in there. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I've rambled on enough here. I gotta get in and do a little Costco run real quick, but thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up down below. Drop a comment with any thoughts that you've had on the video. Electrolytes was kind of the topic of this one. And yeah, subscribe for more content just like this. Until next time, later.